Well, welcome, ladies and gents. We've got an update on the Batman 2. I really do hope they change the name Batman Part 2. Genuinely. Come up with something, please. But we've got an update, a filming update, and a rumour of a potential villain. This comes from a relatively well-known leaker. Good track record. Obviously, take it as a rumour at this point in time. But let's take a look at this. Hit subscribe if you're new here and turn the bell notifications on. I, myself, am one of those people that quite enjoyed the Batman. Not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I liked it. So here we have it, right? The Batman Part 2, rumoured production start date revealed, and Clayface is said to be involved. Now, long-time subscribers of the channel who've watched any videos for the last couple of years, whenever this question comes up or there's a topic about Clayface, I always say exactly the same thing. It's the way to reinvigorate the DC universe. Take characters and do specific genres based around those types of characters. So, Clayface, give me a body horror themed film in that genre, in that vein. Can you imagine a Thing-esque Clayface movie? That's how you do it. That is honestly how you do it. Now, obviously, they're not going to do that because it's part of Matt Reeves' Batman universe, Batverse, whatever you want to call it, which is disappointing. And I would imagine, because if this rumour is true, and Clayface will be a part of this Batverse, it will simply be the original version of Clayface, where it's an actor, wears different masks, that sort of thing. And yeah, that form of Clayface, which isn't a bad one, FYI, it's not bad, but I really like Clayface being this big monstrosity that can also, sort of shapeshift and things. A body horror film like that would be amazing. I would absolutely adore that. So anyway, let's take a look. Like I said, Clayface. A shame, because I think if they had left this villain for a standalone film, you could have done that and it would have been really, really cool. But anyway, whatever. Matt Reeves highly anticipated the Batman sequel was originally scheduled to begin filming this November, but we recently learned that production has been hit with a significant delay due to the WGA strike. Now, I'm surprised by that, simply because you'd think that it was all written and completely in the can, which I guess, even if that was the case, then it's more specifically to do with Matt Reeves and these sort of on-set adjustments to the script. But it's still a shame, nonetheless. Now, Insider, or Leaker, My Time to Shine, hello, is reporting that cameras are set to begin rolling on the Batman Part 2 next March, and Clayface may make his big screen debut as one of the Dark Knight's villains. Now, the likelihood of this going on, and actually cameras beginning to film in March, I think the likelihood of that is quite high. I think that the inevitability of this strike continuing on and sort of eclipsing 2023 and may even, going into 2024, I think that could happen, genuinely. But they're hedging their bets. I mean, you're looking at March. It's like the first quarter. I think you could probably bank on this being okay by then. But again, who knows? But I think that's probably why they've set that date. They're hedging their bets at the very least. Now, this isn't the first time we've heard Clayface's name mentioned in connection with the project, as a previous report claimed that the classic Bat Baddie would be a big addition to the Cape Crusaders' next big screen outing. And there were some rumours as well that essentially Mr. Freeze was being considered, which I don't think is a bad shout either. It's difficult to take a look at these villains in the Batman villains, which are so iconic, so incredibly iconic, and go, well, which would cross over to the Batverse? It has to be grounded in some form of a reality. Now, obviously, it's still not our reality. It is a hyper-reality. But it has to be grounded in some way. And there's a lot of villains which just don't cross over. I think they did a relatively good job with Riddler and the Joker at the end there, genuinely. I know it's got its detractors. I'm coming from the angle of I liked it and I'm being honest about it. But a lot of the other stuff I think is quite difficult to do. I think you could do a Mr. Freeze. Cannot remotely be like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze, or anything like what we've seen in the comics and the animated series or anything like that. Clayface, I think, again, if you just go back to the origin, I think that's easy to do. But I think it is a shame. But with Batman's detective noir style and a Clayface changing masks, malleable sort of, acting skills, etc., I think there's something to be said there for quite an interesting story at the very least, and a cat and mouse game. So we've got no idea how a character like Clayface would factor into Reeves' relatively grounded interpretation of the Dark Knight's world, but we assume his shapeshifting abilities would be dropped, and Basil Carlo, if that's who they go with, would be significantly reimagined. It would just be an actor. It'll be an actor, that's what it's going to be. When the new DCU slate was announced, James Gunn confirmed that Reeves' Batverse will remain separate from the DCU, so this movie, along with Todd Phillips' Joker sequel, will be considered Elseworlds Tales. A new actor will don the cape and cowl for Batman the Brave and the Bold. Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Andy Serkis, Jeffrey Wright, Colin Farrell are all expected to reprise their respective roles. And we may also see Barry Keoghan's Joker as well. But who knows? We shall see. But this is the quote anyway. And it says, The Batman Part 2 to film in March 2024. Clayface to be involved. And then someone's added context to it. This information is purely speculative. The Batman 2 doesn't have any release date or official information about the main villain yet. In fact, the film production could only start in March 2024 at the earliest due to the actual actors' strike. And that they're using Illuminati as a source. It's not a great source to push, but okay, fine. It's not a terrible one either, but it's not a great one. So that's funny that these scoopers are getting community noted on Twitter or X, or whatever you want to call it now. Yeah, interesting. What do we think? Are we for or against this? I'm all in. I don't care. Like I want to see the Batman Part 2 or the Batman 2, whatever you want to call it. I'm keen for this. I just think Clayface is a bit of a wasted villain for this, but it is what it is. I think there's room for this to be very, very good. We know they're significantly reducing the budget for this and the runtime as well, which I think is a good idea, quite frankly, because I think that was the thing which let the last movie down. But never mind. Again, purely speculative and rumour, but relatively okay source. So drop your thoughts down below. Clayface, what do you reckon? Bit of a shame or good? Let me know. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.